Okay, today in science we'll be talking about ions and isotopes. So basically ions and isotopes just change an atom. So I meant to put changing an atom, I apologize. Okay, so I have a little diagram here. Take a minute to write it down. If you want to pause me and then sketch everything, that would be great. We're going to start with an atom. So we have our atom, and we're going to do some different things to it. So let's say there's a change in protons. So that triangle means change. You call it a delta, but it means change. So a change in protons. And remember, those protons are that positive charge. And those protons are located in the nucleus. If you do that, if you add protons or subtract them, what happens is you form a new atom, a different type of atom. So an example of that is if you have lithium and you add a proton, it's going to bring you over to beryllium. It's going to change your atom altogether. Let's see what happens when you change the neutrons. So I'm going to do a change in neutrons. So let's say the atom changes by changing the neutrons, and that's a neutral charge, and those are in the nucleus. We call those an isotope. Isotope. And an isotope actually has a change in mass too, because remember, the neutrons are what really change the mass. So let's say we have lithium and we add a neutron. That's going to give us something, because lithium, it's going to be called lithium-8. And then if we subtract two neutrons, we're going to get lithium-5. So lithium is originally 7 for its atomic number in neutrons, but if you add a neutron, it becomes lithium-8. And if you subtract 2 neutrons, it becomes lithium-5. Now, let's see what happens when we change our electrons. So a change of electrons, and remember, the electrons are that negative charge, and they're on the outside of the nucleus. So when you change electrons, it becomes an ion. And it also changes its charge. So instead of having maybe a -3 charge, it might have a -4 charge. Or if it didn't have a charge at all, it's going to have a -1 charge. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But some examples, let's say we have lithium and we add an electron. It becomes lithium negative. If we have a lithium and we subtract an electron, remember that's a negative charge. If we subtract an electron, it becomes more positive, so we call it lithium positive. If we have lithium and we add 2 electrons, it becomes even more negative, and so it's lithium, and it has a 2 minus. Okay, let's see what happens when you add an atom. So we're going to write add an atom here. So an atom of anything. Now it becomes molecules or compounds. And an example of that is if we have lithium and we add fluorine, it's going to give us lithium fluoride. And that's an absolute new molecule. Okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks for listening.